Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in for this special video really with my more considered comments on the new Jon Anderson album True. I've had it nearly a couple of weeks now, so I've had a chance to listen to it properly. I've learnt my lesson really, and you shouldn't really blurt out something after first listening, certainly not with anything Yes related. I'm starting to feel that it's a bit of a classic. I think if I could sort of talk generally to start off with, it's a really nicely produced album. It gives you a lovely warm feeling of the music as you listen to it. It's obviously all full of positive um, references and Jon Anderson's mood and his approach to life in general. It's all there in every track, so you can't help but feel uplifted with the album, and I suppose we kind of expected that would be the case. Um, but I think with the music, the musicality um, adds to it on the album. There's some real kind of strong moments, and I think the more one listens to it, the more one's going to get um, something from those. It's not just flim flam waffle about nothing. You really feel he's sort of singing from really from his heart. I suppose as age creeps upon him, his views about life, afterlife, heaven, godliness and goodness and all those things really being focused, and they seem to have all been channeled into this album that I'm sure he's especially proud of. I think of all the albums Jon's done, apart maybe from the earlier 70s stuff, I think this one is really going to mean a lot to him to have got this out and done it so well. So generally, I think it's fantastic. What I will say specifically going through the tracks, I was going to write a couple of notes and I just got an envelope out, but I ended up scrawling all over it because I wanted so much to say. But I won't go overboard on it. But just to go through, I think my initial kind of response wasn't too far off, insofar as I still think side one for me is the side less strong, only because it's a bit over busy. And I have this issue with Yes and Mirror to the Sky, where the really busy tracks, which they seem to want to open the album with, a bit like this one, is the music doesn't have any sort of space or chance to breathe really. So whilst they're not weak tracks in any way, there's a lot going on in there. They're less appealing to me in a way, but they're certainly a sort of hello, here we are, and this is an album you've got to listen to kind of thing. Of the two, I think Shine On has got more of a hook on it, sort of poppy kind of hook, but it works slightly the better because of that for me. Whether the songs will grow in time, I don't know. It will be an album I'm going to keep listening to, I'm sure. So that's side one, but when we get to side two, I think I said last time it sounded much more interesting to me, and it really is. Counties and Countries, how long is it? It's just under 10 minutes long. It's an absolute, I would say it's a near epic. It's a sort of almost a masterpiece in its way, in my opinion. What did I note about it? Yeah, I mean the side two is the more gentle side. Still got lots going for it, but the space now for the music to breathe and have more of a dynamic effect, rather than not all being kind of up here really. So you get more of a sense of, right, I mean they did with Topographic Ocean side 2, the Remembering, was a similar thing in a way, whereas you had to come down a bit from the kind of busyness or what was going on side one. This is not to that kind of level, but it has that kind of effect. You suddenly feel right, and you take more of a note of what's going on, I think. Yeah, so I think Counties and Countries is just a wonderful track. Build Me a Dream is also nice, slightly slower pace, not frantic, and I put it's a sweet track, so very nice. Disc 2 side 3, so side C, it's it's coming back up to the more sort of intertwined, complicated stuff, but really, really well done. So Still a Friend is a really strong track, and a nice message within the lyrics. So we've got lyrics that aren't just waffling about nothing. You can read them and get a real sense of what he's trying to say. Also on Still a Friend, the bass lines are really impressive. I mean, Chris Squire, we would be expecting something, but this isn't Chris Squire. But honestly, the bass, it's beautiful. There's some really nice moments where the bass really does its stuff. So it's very yesy. And there's also some really nice, clever lyrics on this track, Still a Friend. Make It Right is another strong track. Lyrically, it seems to be about, it's obviously referencing heaven, but it seems to be about making the world right as if it was heaven. So I think in Jon's mind there's no chance that heaven is not going to be a beautiful place, but it's kind of saying we've got to make it right on earth before we get there. That's kind of the message that I'm getting. I might be wrong, but there's a gospel choir that comes in towards the end, which kind of gives you a sort of, if you want an Awaken reference, there it is. But yeah, so a slower paced track, thoughtful track, and beautiful track. So side 3, really good actually. That then goes into straight into a track called Realization. It says Realization Part 2, which I don't know about that, but anyway, so there's no gap from Making It Right into Realization. The thing just continues. Now, again, that's a nice track. It's a nice way to end the side. There's an interesting reference in the lyrics on Realization, which says something along the lines of what you put in, you get out of it. So that's a line. What you put in, you get out of it. So to me, that's a deliberate and clear reference to Topographic Oceans. On Ritual, you had the line, we receive all we venture to give. So it's exactly the same sentiment, if you like. And I think there are secret little references in this album to some of Yes's early works. I think he mentions the word Tales at one point, but I'm probably overseeing that. But there's definitely reference to some Yes tracks. I need to then go on to side 4, and to be honest, I could spend the whole of this video talking just about side 4. It's funny, I've just had this thought actually, because a double album, Topographic Oceans was a double album. Side 4 is often viewed as the masterpiece part of Topographic Oceans, epic proportions. Well, we have a track called Once Upon a Dream, and it's 16 minutes long, is it? Yeah, 16 and a half minutes long. I think this is an epic. I think this is Jon's epic. I think he's wanted to do a solo epic probably for many years, and he's finally done it, and it is quite simply beautiful. You've got themes, you've got strong lyrics. I mean, there are a lot of lyrics, but there are themes that grab you, themes that come back. There is a lovely quiet section in the middle, which kind of builds up in its way, but not in any way that's kind of derivative or just sort of repeating what's gone on before. So it's just a beautiful track. And when I heard it the first time, I think I said on the other video, I thought Side 4 was probably the strongest one, and that was just a quick listen to, and I absolutely still concur with my view on that. It really is. It's dramatic, and it's so moving to hear Jon singing so beautifully and writing such great stuff. I mean, he co-wrote Once Upon a Dream with other band members, but it's just wonderful, and I will keep playing that track. I mean, Mirror to the Sky that Yes did is similarly great, I think, as a track for Yes, but we've got Jon Anderson's voice, and his voice is fantastic, and I don't care what Yes do now. I mean, without Jon Anderson, it's never going to sound like Yes. This sounds more like Yes than Yes do. It's unfortunate because they've still got Steve Howe, and he's obviously fantastic, but this is Jon Anderson, and you can't. There's no one like him as a person and for his voice. So, and then it ends with a track called Thank God, which is nearly 4 minutes long, just under 4 minutes long. Now, you think this might be a throwaway thing at the end of this kind of epic track, but it's delightful. It's absolutely delightful. I mean, Yes did a similar thing on Mirror to the Sky. I can't even remember what it's called now, but it was a John Davidson song that kind of, something about time, wasn't it? But this is Jon's love letter, really, to Janie, his wife. But it's not trite, and it's a lovely melody. It's a lovely melody, lovely little chorus, effectively saying thank God she was there to save him, and thank God she's there now to be with him, and so it's a really emotional thing. I was surprised how much I kind of felt for Jon, having just listened to this a few times. So without getting soppy or overblown about it all, I'll just finish there and just say that if you were thinking about getting it but weren't sure, you got to get this album. I mean, if you're a Yes fan, if you're a prog fan, it's all in this. It's all in this. Quirky time signatures, quick changes of pace, great musicianship by the band. I mean, goodness me, if we thought we were following Yes because of the skills and the abilities, then the band Geeks are just I think they're just amazing. So I'm hoping that they'll come over and do some concerts in Britain, because I don't go to concerts anymore, but I will break my back to go and see that one. So there we have it. Just wanted to put my thoughts on record, having listened to this, and whether you disagree with it. I would be very surprised if many people buying this thought it was naff. So yeah, wonderful album. We can still get surprised, can't we, in our old age? And bless Jon for doing it. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.